Hey everyone, this is Cheryl Kuchek with Sublimation for Beginners and Beyond Facebook group with David and Sprite. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good, really good. So
Well, we had a great show, didn't we?
yeah, well, and I gotta tell you, David, I've been cooking in the kitchen today, so I can't wait to share. Well, not in the kitchen, in the sublimation kitchen.
I like that. Seems like a good program to itself.
Right?
What's cooking in the sublimation kitchen?
That's right. That's right. So I've been cooking, and it's exciting. But let's talk about the show really quick. So the NBM show, it's always great. It's always great to catch up with people. For me, the vendors a lot, and of course, members of my group. It's always so fun to see people that I've met now over and over. So and a lot of them going to the summit. So excited about that. Um, so anyway, and what did you think about the show, David?
Well, I think that's a great area of our great country, and the class, which was mine, was Thursday morning, 10 o'clock, essentially was full. To me, it really clicked. I had a lot of good questions, and it wasn't too early, so I think people were wide awake. And then went to the trade show floor.
I'm sorry, but speaking of too early, um, I'm thinking about having you teach at 8 in the morning at the summit.
I will persevere. Persevere. I like to get up really early. I really do like to get up.
I do too.
I get up 5:15. But teaching and being, full steam, a little bit different deal. So,
but just think, so actually, if you get up at that time, 8 on Eastern Standard Time is actually going to be later for you. So it should work out just nicely.
it's Miss Cheryl. It's actually earlier.
It is?
Yes.
How is it earlier?
Okay, so when it's 8 o'clock there, it's 7 o'clock here.
Oh, right. See, yeah, right. You're right. Yeah. Sorry about that.
But
well, just so you know, I've been up since 2 a.m. Just so you know.
Right.
Seriously.
So the show was good. We had lots of your folks. We did our live sessions. Show is small, and so unfortunately, I don't believe they're going back to Secaucus next year. They'll go somewhere else.
No, they are not.
Can't remember. But hey, it's been a good run. It's
going to be either Rhode Island.
Oh, that's right. It's going to Providence.
Yeah, Providence, and then also in Virginia, I think, Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah, it's a confusing schedule for next year. So, but at any rate, we're looking forward to Long Beach. Long Beach is coming up super fast.
Yeah.
And should be a great. We're carrying our large booth to that show. Great crew. Need to get Sprite back on the trade show circuit at some point.
You're going to send me back to Texas, aren't you?
Texas
no
is good.
No offense to Texas people.
Texas is good.
It was great. It was fun.
Have we gone to Texas? We haven't. Yeah, we did go to Texas for NBM, but not ISS. So I think ISS is still to come. So at any rate, so
I'm just checking to make sure that we're live here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be helpful.
That Sprite wanted to have just a couple of minutes to introduce your group to 2 new products. And
awesome. We always love Sprite being a part of it.
All right. So everybody hearing and seeing well?
I think we're good? Okay, Cheryl?
Okay, so let's see. I missed all of these. Hi, everybody. Hello, Cheryl, David, Sprite. Hey, Cheryl, David, Sprite. Hello. Looking forward to the Charlotte NBM. Hi there. Just signed
Charlotte,
on.
Charlotte will be awesome. Charlotte
Yeah,
is
I'll be in Charlotte.
probably of the two favorite. Indianapolis, which we're not going back to this
I
year,
know,
and
which I
Charlotte
loved.
are really my two favorites.
Yeah. Charlotte was probably, and mine too, actually, David. Mine was Indianapolis and Charlotte too. So anyway, um, okay. So Sprite,
All
tell
right,
us
guys.
what you have for us.
So I've got so it's August the 1st, and most people are getting ready to go back to school. So we have developed with the beautiful people at Universal Woods, we've developed a couple of new shapes. And I thought it would be really good to launch them for kind of a back to school special. So we have a small 2x3 speech bubble and a large 8x10, and these are really cute. They're hardboard, and I've been using them as magnets. So they're really cute and they're really easy to press. And they're also dry erase, that's my favorite part about them. So we're going to set this one up as a dry erase, and then I'm going to set this one up as just kind of like a little cute magnet for just somebody to put on the refrigerator.
Just think of all the silly ideas that you could put on there, from save the date to
just photos, or the little inspirational speeches, things, or if for cheerleaders, I would think cheerleaders would absolutely love it. Any kind of like fraternity, dorm rooms, these are going to be really cute. So I didn't give it a bleed area.
So they'll have, these will have peel coat on them, and so you can see the peel coat. You'll need to remove it. Peel coat can be removed by, holding it underneath the press to soften the peel coat, and then peeling it off, or just using your fingernails. And then just super easy, clear images, just absolutely awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. And this is not textured, right? This is just plain hardboard.
Just the white glossy finish. No texture to it, just crystal clear kind of image to it.
Awesome.
Very nice. So brand new product. And what we've started doing here, which we love to do, is we'll come up with an idea concept. Our graphics art people will do the drawings, and then we'll submit it to the great folks at Universal Woods to have prototypes made. And I think in this particular case, we just went ahead and pushed the button.
Yeah.
And said, let's go. It's a nicer product in general than some of the other products, because it's made of the little bit thicker hardboard material. So it has a high value feel to it. And they're in stock right now.
Yeah. So, and the part numbers are, and I unfortunately, I don't know which one is which, but they're U601, U60185 and U60186, I think. Gosh, I should have wrote that down, and I didn't. U60186.
But they're on our website, can be ordered. And I'm sure if you're doing an online order and you want to get a sample of it, just put it in the shipping notes that you want to get a sample. But look up the part numbers, and we can get that with your next order. Say $100 or more next order. Just simply ask for a free sample of either or both.
Okay, and I'm going to be right back. You guys talk, but I'm going to go grab me a water.
So one thing that we would ask of you folks is feed us some of these great ideas. So, if you know of a great idea that for instance, what was the next thing after this? We wanted to, if this did well, we were going to do the bubble thing.
Yeah. So like the thought bubble, not the speech bubble, but the thought bubble. Really cute.
Yeah.
So I did the big one for 400 degrees, a minute and a half, medium pressure, and I'm going to do the small one, same pressure, 400 degrees for 1 minute. So really easy to do.
So the Unisub material, the hardboard is very resilient in so many ways, and pressing it, pressing everything sort of for a minute and a half is great. Um, the What makes this product so attractive is it is a little bit thicker, number one. Number two is it has the black laser edge to it, so it looks very finished. High quality product, and so this is laser fabricated, so it looks good. Another great product that I think many of you folks can work into your sales is, like, for instance, our coat hanger. That has done amazingly well. And if you go into schools, dance folks, competitions, there's so many great reasons to sell them a personalized coat hanger.
That's awesome. Well, okay, so Alice, gotta leave it up to Alice. I tell you, she's awesome. Part numbers are U60185 for the 2x3 and U60186 for the 8x10. Go, Alice.
All right.
Thank you as always, Alice.
Okay.
Where do you live, Alice? Where does Alice live?
She lives in Maryland, I believe.
Okay, so that was too far away from New York, I guess.
Yeah.
So what shows do we normally get to see her at? I'm trying to remember.
Well, she's going to be at the summit for sure.
Okay, awesome.
For sure. And yeah. So she's going to be at the summit. She'll be there helping me and taking lots of classes.
One of the features of the larger product is the dry erase feature, and I think many people forget that sublimation products in general are dry erase, and that's because the coatings that are on there make just great dry erase boards. So you look at how awesomely valuable that is. How much does this thing cost? I'm trying to remember. Do you remember, Alice? How much do they cost? How much?
So Paula asked, would you use a 3M Velcro to hang up the big one up?
So you can, and we've talked about that. There's many different ways you can do it. You can use the 3M tapes. You can use Velcro. I have magnets. We sell the mags. The Mag 11 we sell. But yeah, anything. I would probably recommend the 3M strips because they're not going to tear your wall up. So, but I mean, these things are going to be super
But
cute.
you think about so many fantastic ideas. So my daughter goes back to college, I think Sunday, and in her new room, we're gonna send her back with one of these so that she can put the apartment's Wi-Fi password on there. So it'll be decorated a little bit with her name, that kind of thing. But just so many great ideas. You look at, you got fall sports coming up, back to school. So many really good opportunities, but my favorite one, it may be too late, is to start hitting the PTAs, PTOs with fundraising ideas. Could be a Christmas ornament where one side is the PTA, the school, the other side is your personalized photo. Makes a great fundraiser. You share a little of the profit with the organization, and it's a big win-win for everybody.
Okay, so Michelle looked up the prices. The 2x3 is $1.25. The 8x10 is $4.95.
Okay, good deal. And how much do you think?
Thank you, Michelle, for that.
That would thank you. How much do you think the big one would sell for? I would say you could easily get $20 for it.
Yeah, without a doubt.
What is that?
Oh, this is just. It's just magnet. It's just a board.
Okay.
I'm just putting magnets on.
So again, the dry erase feature is often forgotten, but another thing is that there are a handful of the metal products, instead of being made of aluminum, are actually made of steel. And so you then can use it as a dry erase, plus use it to put magnets on there.
Look at
so
Cute.
officially, for a magnet to work, it has to be ferrous metal, like iron and steel. Aluminum is not ferrous metal.
Okay. Awesome.
Right,
well, thank you,
Thank
Sprite.
Any questions for Sprite before she goes back to her day job? By the way, Sprite,
like
David.
I'm suspicious that you've been doing some field research. And so, did you do some field research today?
I did. I went out and I mingled with real people, and it was terrifying, and I'll never do it again. Yes. No, I did some research, and we're doing some very fun things that I'm really excited about, but I don't want to speak on because I haven't actually done them yet. So I have these really great ideas that I'm hoping to get finished. And I'm really hoping this is going to be another one of those Sprite changes the world things. We'll see.
Sprite changes the world.
Sprite changes the world. Okay.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daryl.
Thank you.
Hey guys,
Yes.
come see the Sublimation Summit in September in Atlanta. I'm teaching 2 classes a day.
Yes,
so.
And I still need your bio and picture.
Oh, okay. Yes, but I took the picture today, so I'll send it to you.
Awesome.
Bye.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can't speak to what Sprite is speaking on, or do you know what you're speaking on there, Sprite? You know?
I do have it, but we're not going to talk about that right now because I want to share my deal here.
Okay.
Okay. So.
It goes crazy. Thanks.
Thanks, Sprite. Love your hair.
Thank you.
Women in their hair. How about that?
Okay, so
Yes, let's talk about my hair.
I have been cooking in the kitchen, in the sublimation kitchen, and David, we were talking about sublimating in the convection oven the porcelain. Can you all see that? So this was done in the convection oven. Okay, but let me just say this: it's not perfect. I don't know if you can tell, but it's not perfect. So there was a bunch of ghosting.
Is it blurry?
Yeah, it's lack of pressure.
Okay.
So anyway, so this was my first attempt, and it was I want to say I did both sides together at the same time. I took, unfortunately, I ruined, because that's just what happens, you know. Somebody's got to forfeit something. I had to forfeit. So this beautiful, what would be a glass tile, that would be like a coaster. I put this with the paper, and actually I kept the paper so I could show you. I cooked it for 14 minutes, and so here's what the paper looks like after. And I just folded it in half, and I did the shrink wrap on it. So it came out, it came out pretty decent, as you can see. It's like, so it was promising, right?
Well, 14 minutes to me might be too long.
Well, but I'm doing both sides.
But see, you pick up the benefit of doing both sides automatically. Well,
David, I tell you, I did one at 10 minutes. It didn't do any good. So anyway, so I did 14 minutes. I did 14, excuse me, I did 14 minutes and it came out somewhat blurry, but here's the but. The colors are so vibrant on it. It's just gorgeous. I mean, the if you can see where it did sublimate, it's gorgeous.
Can I see the
so and the paper did not burn.
How did the edge do on there? Did it go over the edge?
It did. It did.
That's awesome.
It did. Yeah. So, but it wasn't perfect. So, you know, I want to make it perfect. So then I decided I would then do one side at a time. So then I did one side and it actually came out beautiful, but you can't tell because when I went to go do the other side, which I did, and it did come out good. When I did the other side, it totally wiped away that side.
Yeah, you got to do both sides at the same time.
Got to do both sides. Well, listen, I'm cooking in the kitchen.
Right.
So then I did one, and as you can tell, it came out perfect.
Nice.
Yeah, 15 minutes. That's what I did it.
So 15 minutes caused it to be clear and detailed?
Well, let me tell you how I did it. So, okay, this is what I did. And this was, this was trying to figure it all out. But this came out gorgeous. I mean, I don't know if you can tell in the picture, but I mean, the colors are vibrant. It wrapped around beautifully. So anyway, so I took, so I am looking at getting a countertop convection. I'm looking at the Hamilton Beach extra long capacity that fits up to 2.5 inches pizza from Walmart. Any ideas? I don't know. I mean, Sprite, you might be able to talk about those.
That's the oven that we have, and it works. It works really well. It works for what you need it to work for. The handle gets a little hot, but the temperature stays pretty even. We did, I think, David, we did just get a new oven today, and it's the Orville something another. It's even larger. But the only thing that I don't like so far is that you can only change, it's a digital readout, and you can only change the temperature by 25 degrees, which is, I don't like that, but it seems to be staying pretty consistent. But yeah, the Hamilton Bay works. I mean, I did this mug in it. It gets the temperature. It just, it works. It's $75. So
yeah,
it works.
Okay. So so this was 10 minutes. And as you can tell there, it's definitely lighter in color, and it's also it didn't sublimate all the way through. It had a little bit of that blurriness to it, whereas this one came out perfect. So, okay, so this is what I did. I took this beautiful, what would have been a beautiful piece, and I then took some rubber that I cut up. And the reason I didn't want to take the green mat was because it's expensive and I didn't want to cut it up without knowing if this was even going to work. So then I took my, I don't know, I guess I just threw that away. Now, David, I don't know what, I guess I threw it away already. I meant to keep it. So this definitely, like, you can tell this does not look like it's too, like it's too brown or anything. Hi, Kelly. But this one did look like it was somewhat burning on the edge of the paper. But so I sandwiched these two together like so, and then I took a half of one of these, this size, cut it in half, and now I tried, so just so you know what I tried that didn't work. I tried slate. I tried sandwiching them in between slate. That didn't work. I thought that would conduct heat pretty well. That didn't work. This one worked with, I did just, this is the first one that I did. This one worked like this. So I sandwiched it without anything in between the glass. And then I put that on top, and then I did a shrink wrap on that one. So I knew that I was on to something good. I knew it was going to work. It just was perfecting it, and I think I perfected it. So I'm very excited. It really came out beautiful.
Do you have the piece of red rubber that you used? Did you? So you didn't cut it to conform to the heart, so to speak. You just sandwiched it, and then you put the Sublishrink around it, and then heated it.
So I did it like this, just like this. There's the glass. There's the rubber piece. There's the other rubber piece on top of that. I then put it inside here. I cut this in half. So I only used half of it, and then I shrunk wrap it and made sure that it was really snug, and I did it.
Well, congratulations. We're doing similar test here, and so we're not far enough along to have any results to compare at this point. But very exciting work you're doing, Cheryl. Very exciting.
Yeah, well, I'm loving cooking in the kitchen, in the Sublimation kitchen. It's working. I love it.
I had to stay for that part. That got me excited. So thank you. I'll see you guys.
You're
Bye.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
wow,
that is exciting.
That's very exciting.
Yeah. So yesterday I did a video on. Actually, I did. So this is a real classic. Okay, so I decided to do a really quick video showing people how to do multiple these coasters, multiple coasters at the same time. So because you save time and money, obviously. So I did it 400 at 70 seconds, and they came out absolutely perfect. So here they are. Here's my first set that I did. Came out gorgeous. So I videotape it. I'm like, okay, so that's really cool. Now I'm going to go post it. And I didn't take it live. Though I had recorded it, there was nothing because I didn't take it live. So I was like, are you kidding me? So I did all that. So then I did the second one, and just so I could make the video. And so there you have it.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. And I'll check and see if we still sell those wood holders.
Well, if you don't, David, you guys need to see if you can get them, because I tell you, I sold so many of those. They are just beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. I love them. Absolutely love them. I did not adhere mine to it. So that's, comes and you just pull the sticker off of there. Okay, so does anybody have any questions before we move on? Love it when you show us all the trial and error. That is super, super helpful. Absolutely. I think it's important that, it's about trial and error. That's really what it's about. I mean, when I first started Sublimation, there was, first off, there was no Facebook groups. There was very little help. And at the time, Condi really was the only one doing anything. And it was definitely trial and error. And but I love learning. I love cooking in the kitchen. I love doing things that So anyway, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do one of these. So
cool.
yeah, so this is Color Light. So I want to do that, and I'm going to just kind of show you guys the process of what I'm doing. I have no idea. So how I decided, so I cut this in half, fold it in half. Let me tell you the size of this one too. This is the 9.81 by 4.54. And actually, let me get my convection oven on. Get that baby started. And so what I've learned so far is that you really do, it really works really good with the glass, not so much with tile and not so much with ceramic. Just a heads up there. The glass works really good. So I cut this in half. And then we're going to get our image, and I do spray it. Now that was the other thing that I wasn't sure, David, about the ghosting on this one. I'm calling it ghosting. I did not spray this one, whereas this one I sprayed. So it stayed in place, no ghosting. So, but I got to tell you, I really love that. I think this came out so beautiful. It really did, even though it's, there's some blurriness there. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so Lisa said that you guys do have it. Unisub mahogany coaster holder U5701. Oh, that's great. Somebody was in fact, Charlene was asking me. So Lisa, if you wouldn't mind posting that in the group for Charlene Burns, that would be great. She was asking me yesterday.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really super, super, super. Okay, so now I'm going to, okay, so can someone please tell me, we're not going to know. David, how long do you think I should do this for? 2 minutes?
I really don't know.
I'm going to do 2 minutes. I'm going to do 2 minutes.
And we'll see. Is, it's obviously acrylic and acrylic melt. So, no telling what we're going to have happen. So
that's what I love.
I'm a little trepidatious. Would be the best way to say it.
Come on, David. We got to have fun. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely got to try things. So I'm hoping it doesn't turn into a blob of acrylic.
Oh, it'll be all right.
And then if it does, even if it does, you may have a something for a modern art museum,
Okay, so I'm just taking any little thing that I can find. I've got so many presses here. All right, let me just bring my folder over so I can look through here and find something.
You're doing it in the oven or doing it in a press?
I'm doing it in the oven.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the whole. When I'm really,
that's what I'm really
after.
Like 2 minutes in the oven. That's obviously a very short time, so no telling.
But it is acrylic, so it will melt.
1 second.
Okay. All right, so I think I'll do this. Hmm. I'm trying to find something that will be cute just in case it comes out really nicely. Okay, I don't want to miss anybody's comments. Okay, so maybe I could do this. Let's see. Ooh, I could do this. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh, is this? Yeah, is in. Ah, perfect. Okay. All right, so we'll see if this happens to turn out. We're going to be in luck. Tell you. But and this is what I want to say to all of you is that I purposely buy things that I know that for trial and error. I want to know what works and what doesn't work. So I don't mind sacrificing substrates to figure out something, because my goal here is to help people who can't afford to buy a $1,500 heat press, but they can afford to buy a $100 convection oven. I would like to see them do this and help them to be able to press these kind of things until and be able to sell it until they can afford a good heat press. That's my goal. So that's what I'm after. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this. Want to make sure I'm on. Oh, I was putting it on the wrong side. Oh, that would not have come out right, no matter. So I can already tell this is probably not a good a good image for me to use because it's already kind of bleeding. But I'm going to use it anyway.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the things that I tell people is when they're trying to dial in a product for the first time, is black is the last color to sublimate. So if you're getting a good black, then you're probably good. If you overcook it, it turns brown. But in this case, you also want to see how the details hold up, how much bleed you get on the details.
Okay, so I am, just so you guys know, I'm doing a sandwich in between. So I've got my image. Oh, I want to spray it. I'm sorry. Let me spray this really quick. I don't want it to be shifting. That's for sure. So let's do this.
Yeah, and for those that aren't familiar, there's sort of two strategies for holding the transfer to the substrate when you press it: heat tape and pro spray. We favor heat tape when it's possible to use it, but pro spray is very handy for soft substrates, for things that are double-sided where there's no place to put a tape, and then for things that the tape would likely interfere with the image.
I have to tell y'all, I have come to a place where I just really, if I can use spray, I'm using the Pro Spray versus using tape. I just really like the spray. I really do. I like how it holds my image in place. And on this stuff, you really want, I think, to be able to do this. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to do the little heat gun. So here we go. I'm going to put it down because, well,
And we are very much adding additional sizes of the Subla shrink on a regular basis. So if you have a opinion, if you have a need, depending on the substrate, of course, let us know. We've had a lot of fun, I mean, for the first time ever, shot glasses now are a dream come true, They've never been real easy to do. Now it's trivial. Sort of like the breakthrough in socks with the built-in jig. Makes things just so easy to do.
Yep, it's so true. It really is. Okay, so I'm pretty well done. and we're gonna stick this in the oven. I think I might go for 2.5 minutes, but here we go. I think I need more time, even though I got that rubber on top of it.
I would say.
Do? Okay, so let's do 3 minutes then. I'll do 3 minutes.
But I think I would be watching it in case the science experiment goes wrong.
Goes haywire.
Yeah, Houston.
Okay, well I'm looking. I can see it. Yeah, that's cool. It's exciting. Okay, so 400, 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Okay, I actually did 400, 3 minutes for 11 seconds. So you're kind of right on there. Light pressure, color light acrylic. Yep, you got it.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yep, it's so cool. Yeah, well, again, if this doesn't work, I have another one. We'll just keep. It's the way. These took a long time because obviously I was trying to understand where we were going with it, but I got
the best part of the porcelain is I love the over the edge because that's not
me too.
Something you normally get to do.
Yeah. So I mean, if you can see, I don't know if you can see that.
I can. It looks amazing. I mean,
yeah,
absolutely amazing.
So it's exciting. It really is, and even with this, you can see it.
Huh.
So it's pretty cool stuff.
Very much.
Okay, so let's see. How long do it take to ship products from Condi? How long does it take to ship? I think it usually goes the same day. Let's see.
I gotta
have my scissors ready.
If you're East or West Coast, as we have facilities sort of in both, but I would say most everybody is in the 2 or 3 day zone.
Yeah, I think so. I would assume so.
And we continue to work on
nothing's melting at the moment.
We continue to work on opening another warehouse in the Northeast. So stay tuned for that.
Really?
We're working on it.
Well, don't you think that I should be in charge of it, David?
That thought had crossed my mind. So
just make it close to where I'm at.
It's like you need more stuff on your plate. Is that it?
I know.
Or let me ask you a question: Are you just a delegation kind of person to George?
Well. Okay, so Kelly says she just got her last order in 3 days. Okay,
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, we have 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay, here we go.
You hear it. You hear it first, folks. Cooking in the kitchen with Cheryl.
In the Sublimation kitchen. Yes,
Yep.
we are. Yes, we are. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if anything happens here. It didn't. Well, we'll see. I guess I should just do it live, right? I mean, I got the gloves on, so let's see. Let's take a look at it and see what happens.
Yeah, just take off the gloves.
Okay, so nothing happened.
So
nothing.
Yeah. Everything has to go up to temperature, so put it back in.
Okay, we're doing. Yes, of course, I'm going to, but I have to do this Sublo wrap again. So it's all right. It's all good. I'll just put this back in. See, 3 minutes did nothing. 3 minutes did nothing.
It's not like a heat press where So pretty much, I would say you're not going to heat anything up under, say.
Well, that's why I think the 15 minutes, because the 10 minutes didn't really.
Yeah, the only thing that, like the one you did at 14 minutes, you did the 15 minutes with Pro Spray, whatever, but the blurriness is generally if the paper doesn't move, that is generally a sign of overcooking. But in your case, since you changed your technique a little bit, maybe it did need to be.
Well, that's because I didn't have any spray on it at all. So I don't know if that's what it was from. If it wasn't enough pressure, I don't know. I really don't know. But let's do it again.
Yeah, we'll try to also repeat things here on the porcelain, because I really do want to come up with a great, easy way to do porcelain. Because right now, if you do double-sided, you've got to do one side at a time. It's a lot of work, and to come up with a little painless technique to do it is very exciting.
Well, I'm not going to tell you this is painless, because I would much rather do this on my heat press, to be honest. But I mean, if you think about it, painless, what I meant was,
you can prepare a large number for the oven, put them in, and walk away, so to speak.
Well, that's true too, but you can do that with your heat press, David.
Yeah, but on the heat press, you got to press twice. It's
Well, unless you have that bottom platen for the DK20S.
The bottom platen was not out when we developed these techniques, for like last Christmas and the Christmas before. So if somebody's doing a lot of double-sided Christmas ornaments made of porcelain, then the extra bottom heat platen would definitely pay for itself. That's good. I hadn't thought of that.
Okay, so now I am putting it back in the oven, and now I'm going to do it for 5 minutes.
So you were 3, we brought it up to 5. Okay.
Yeah, now I'm actually going to do this like I did before, just because. Okay.
So, I wonder, Cheryl, if you could do our sandstone car coasters in the oven.
I was going to try that next.
I mean, now that's a convenient product to do on a flat press. It's very convenient. But the porcelain ornament, if there's a like your
okay. So my question, somebody's asking me, Cheryl, have you done any contoured drinkware with the shrink wrap and sublimating the entire cup or mug? I'm curious how the contour part works. I have not. I mean, what I did was, but I gave it away. I didn't go all the way to the bottom. I just did, the curved side, and it came out great.
I think
okay, so let's see.
If it makes two change.
Alice says, I believe they have a where. Oh, okay. All right. She was answering somebody. David, do you have one out in California? So, okay, but I don't think the warehouse that you guys have, I don't think that's one that you can go into, right? Or
so
is it?
you can pick up stuff there, but there is no showroom.
Okay. Okay, so I think, David, that I don't know.
Good job.
This is exciting. I love cooking in the kitchen.
Breaking the sound barrier, right? Coming up with ways to do things that didn't exist yesterday.
It's true. Well, I already told you what my goal is. I want to help people to start sublimation and be able to be successful doing it. And I think this is definitely a way.
You've heard of cold fusion, right? Fusion is the next method of generating energy. So my goal is to master cold sublimation.
Ooh. Okay, so I want to write this down, though, because I will ultimately forget this. Okay, glass bottom, and then rubber pad. These are, I mean, honestly, I think if if they can get a convection oven and they can do this, I think that this is definitely, they can do a lot of stuff. They can do the mugs, they can do hardboard. We showed that. And for those who didn't see that, let me just show you what I did. And those came out perfect. Wouldn't you agree, David? My hardboard that I did?
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago, so to speak, or absolutely.
Yeah, they came out beautiful. And this is the one that didn't come out right. And this is the one that did. And I had David thought if I placed the hardboard with the image on top, did the wrap, the Subliwrap, if I did that, it would sublimate fine, but it didn't. And this one I had put in, I figured it wasn't going to, but this one I put flat against the glass and then did the Subliwrap with it, and it came out perfect, absolutely perfect.
Cool.
And honestly, I don't remember the time on that. See, that's why I need to write this stuff down. 400 for 15 minutes. Came out perfect. Okay, so, and then I put wrapped image, and then rubber pad again. And then did Subliwrap. And we had fun. We are cooking in the kitchen. The cold sublimation will be great. I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen, but I do have some ideas that might get us close. Never know.
Well, you always got great ideas, David. Okay, so let's see. We are, okay, let me grab my gloves. Okay, so we are 5 minutes into this puppy. Actually, we're 6 minutes into this puppy. But 6 minutes is not going to hurt.
So for the folks out there, can you believe we're in August? That's to me remarkable. Wow, this year has just flown by. August.
What month is your birthday, David?
October 18th.
October 18th. Okay, you're very close to my husband. His is in October too.
Awesome. So I forget what sign that means I'm under.
Okay, so I'm going to see if it did anything. All right, well, it's sticking to the glass, if that says anything. Okay. And it did not sublimate.
Of truth.
Okay, so you know what? It just has to be. Okay, so, but this is stuck. The acrylic is stuck. This is an old image, and maybe there was something wrong with it.
So, and you obviously sublimated on the frosted side of the acrylic, right?
Yes. Yep. Yep. This is the shiny side. That's really odd, though. Yeah, it was definitely on the right side.
I just cannot explain why it didn't at least partially.
I know. It's just too weird. And it's definitely, it's Textar print. But this is probably 5 years old, 6 years old.
The way sublimation works is the ink come up to temperature, turn into a gas. The pores of the coating open to receive it. The color light coating is a next generation coating, and it is very resilient. And you've got to have enough heat to open the pores to receive the gas. We technically call what we do is technically dye diffusion, and because the dyes diffuse into the coating, so Um,
Okay,
for whatever
here's what I
reason,
can
the
do.
ports just did not open to receive the
It's
dye because
well,
surely
do
the
you
ink
think?
got up to temperature.
Yeah, well, it's very odd. Okay, so now I found another one. Let's see if we can make this puppy happen. Let me cut around it. It's quite hot. Okay. Oh, I
And we
need some.
now, with the Colite coating, we now use that on our cutting boards. And our cutting boards, it's awesome because for the first time ever, they're viewable from both sides.
I know,
Um,
gorgeous.
and that's
Okay.
what makes it. I wonder if I got a cutting board here real quick.
Okay, well, so this is what happens when you're cooking in the kitchen is that you don't know what's going to work and what doesn't work. So this is all so much fun. Wouldn't you all agree? Okay,
All
except for I
live.
get that sticky stuff on me and I hate that. Okay. Oh, I gotta get the Subla wrap. Okay. It's too much fun.
Absolutely.
Cooking in the kitchen. Just too much fun. Well, I have some really great ideas that I'm going to be testing. So we'll be doing some more cooking next week.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, well, why not? I
Going
mean,
back
this is.
to the comment about drinkware. That's one of the things is to begin to really push the limits of um, you know going further up, further down, and then trying to figure out, okay, is there some other technique? One of the tools in our toolbox that we've never really used for traditional sublimation is the metallicized sublimation film, the kind that we would use in the high-end 3D sublimation vacuum boxes. And those are flexible, and I'm wondering how much they would help us to conform as the shape changes radically. What could we do? So
Well, David, are you. So, have you been doing anything with that box, that high end box?
we're not doing much, and the for those out there, if you get into these strange objects, like let's say you want to sublimate to a bowling ball, which people do, um, because they're made of polymers and they actually sublimate quite well. But we would use a vacuum heat press where you pull the film that you've put the ink on, pull the film over the bowling ball. Um,
Unknown caller.
get to the halfway point of the bowling ball with that, and then you have to sublimate a second time. So you do have a, but it still looks really good. But you can sublimate like that. So the film, when it's being pulled, um, it will conform and stretch, so that you really, if you pull tight enough, you don't get a wrinkle. Um, so the trick is to pull tight enough. Well, if you use film with the Sublimation, um, I don't know what would happen. So we just need to try and see.
Okay, so let's see some comments here. I would love to do shoes like sneakers, like Snickers. It says, any thoughts? And then, so that would be great. There may be a shoe platen out there somewhere. Oh my!
I believe there is.
Okay,
I believe there is.
so hold on. For some reason,
Another idea, if somebody wants to try it, is I've been curious on the caps, like a ball cap.
yeah.
If you could sublimate onto directly onto the bill, assuming it's white, assuming it's polyester, and um, so coming up with a technique for that. So Aaron at George Knight Company made me a form. I need to go try it and see if we can do that. But in theory, you might be able to sublimate either on the top or underneath on the bottom, potentially both sides. So there's so many great ideas out there. Absolutely amazing.
Okay, so my fuse blew on this, so I'm trying to find out where it's plugged in so I can reset it. So, are you hearing me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's good. So I just gotta figure out where this is plugged in. And then I can reset it and forget it. But in the meantime,
So while she's doing that, just trying to think of other things. As I told Cheryl before we started the broadcast, I'm really in love with the new Unisub textured products. It's a very large family from panels that have the little kickstand in the back. Very nice. The Christmas ornaments, coasters. I believe there's probably even a bag tag in there. So a lot of great things. I think many of us sublimators are always looking for something a little different, unique, because most of us have especially me, have bad cases of ADD. So we're always sort of wanting something different. But the textured is just really a tremendous break from, traditional because of the feel. And, they went about try to mimic canvas. And I think they did a great job. I think it's really, really cool product. Trying to think of other things. The Subli Easy or the Easy Subli vinyl is doing very well. I think turning out to be a pretty easy product. Just read the instructions. Sprite put up a new page with her detailed instructions on our website. So look that over. Just to reiterate that we're getting as good a results, if not better, with the Sublijet HD, Sublijet R inks compared to the new Easy Subli inks. So if someone has an existing printer, don't buy anything other than the vinyl. We're putting up on the website now some smaller packs to make it very economical for folks to try out the products. We're having a tough time keeping in stock the mask. So I think the Caesar people were a little caught off guard on this whole project. So, but I'm very impressed with the product. It is heat applied vinyl, so you can feel it. But on the other hand, it looks good. It washes well. And I think it spurred a lot of interest in the sublimation world to come up with some even more complementary products. So, who knows? We're testing the forever version of their product now, which is called like Subliflex 202, and so we'll have something to discuss on that in the near future. Works very similar to the Caesar product. And then people are looking for the Holy Grail, the cotton sublimation product, and we continue to look for it. A lot of different concepts out there that have their pros and cons, but I would say there's going to be something coming out maybe in the medium to long term that really will change the face of sublimation as far as going to cotton. So some exciting things. Ultimately, it may require inks to be reformulated with some special ingredient in there, but lots of people are working hard to come up with that.
Well, I had to completely move it, so I don't know. I guess it didn't like all the wattage that was being used. So.
Oh, you popped your breaker?
Yes. Oh,
okay.
I need to take that out until it heats up, so we know exactly what.
And that brings up a good point for a lot of, especially new folks or people who are buying nicer presses like the George Knight DK20S. Is you want to try to understand your electrical service. George Knight press, like the one here, I think that's about a 15 amp, 110 volt press. And that means it's going to be difficult to share that press with something else on the same circuit that uses a lot of electricity.
Yeah. Well, I think with this, I've not had it do that again, but I have my studio lights on it, or at least one, and I think that's what happened.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, like here in Mobile, we're very hot, and I have a little doorbell thing, the video doorbell.
Yeah.
And I went out. We popped a breaker, and the air conditioning went off the other night. So I was in my little pajamas when the doorbell captured the whole video of me going out at 1 a.m., heading out to the breaker to flip it. And I decided not to share that video with anyone.
Well, I have the same thing. I have the same thing. I got, it's too funny. The other night, the doorbell rings, or it's not that the doorbell rang, but my phone chimed that somebody was at the door, and it was actually a spider.
and how big a spider? I wonder.
It was a pretty decent sized spider. So he was waving.
He crawled up on the doorbell or something.
Yeah. Yep. And so it let me know somebody was there, and so I'm like, it was like 9:30 at night. I'm like, who the heck is here at 9:30 at night? Well, Mr. Spider.
Hey, it's better than a large rodent crawling across there. Somebody shared a video like that, and I'm going not. By the way, I did a beautiful floor mat of a golden retriever puppy, and I guess I'll have to show you that sooner or later. But I took it home, and absolutely beautiful. Just great. So Sublimation and our print services will do the floor mats for you. They'll also do the car mats, and car mats are super popular for ladies that looking for a pattern or a monogram or both.
They are really awesome.
So keep that in mind through our print services. They'll do large stuff, for you if you wish.
I didn't realize how far off we were.
Yeah, you have your Muto RJ900X, and plus you have a DK32, which is 26 by 32. So you can do a fair number of products.
Actually, somebody was asking today. So I needed to find out the group price for the 20 by 25 DK 25.
DK 25.
So, if you can get me a group price, that would be
if
awesome.
You'll email me, we'll do that. That's a great product. So by the way, as press gets bigger, pretty much you drive it with dryer power, which is 220 volt single phase, and everybody has 220 volt to their house, generally, because that's what you run your dryer, that's what you run a electric stove off of. But generally, you're going to be putting in a plug or a breaker just for a press like that. So, you've got to spend a little bit more money to do it right. And
Are you talking on the DK32? Because I had to
DK
put in a
25S, DK25S. It's a 220 volt press.
Okay.
So
So it's different than
it uses a lot less power than the DK32, but it's very similar. It needs 220 volt, single phase. Not a lot of amperage, but it still needs that. But it uses essentially the same power as your dryer or electric stove.
That's a nice size press. I mean, that would be a really nice size press.
If you're going to spend the money for that, then you better have your strategy of why you're buying that press and the products you want to produce. And of course, you need to match the capabilities with your printer, or you're buying it for volume. In other words, you want to press more stuff at the same time, but generally people buy it to press something bigger. And typical SG800 with bypass tray, you're at 13 by 21 is your sweet spot size, which gives you that Chromolux metal 12 by 18. We've got glass 12 by 18, so that's a favorite.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see comments here. There may be shoe platens out there somewhere. Okay, you might be able to use a hat press. So somebody said you might be able to use a hat press. I have a shoe platen that was made for us. Okay, do you recommend a certain heat gun for the shrink wrap? I've had mine forever.
Sure I do. We bought ours at Harbor Freight. It wasn't much money.
Mine's Zap.
Yeah.
I probably paid more for that than they did. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's any special needs, but Harbor Freight is a great place to pick up one.
Yeah. Okay, so Lisa, I did not let him in. I didn't answer the door. And then, I also have on video this, I guess this bumblebee, he decided to come in and he was just having a heyday. I think he was doing a little dance or something. Must have been some music up there. And he was going to town. It must have been 5 minutes of video of watching this bumblebee just it was crazy.
That could be, a reincarnated relative. What's going on here? Somebody coming to visit, check on things.
So there was something I read on Facebook. It said, how, we all turn from, we all go back from, or we were made from dust to dust, and we go from dust to dust. And they said the reason I don't dust is because it might be one of my relatives.
That's great. That's great. Oh, that's so funny.
Oh my God, that is just hysterical. I'm like, are you?
I'll definitely share that with my wife this afternoon.
Tell Monica I said that. Tell her.
I will.
She will enjoy that.
I will. So everybody make their plans to go to Long Beach.
Make your plans to go to the summit, for goodness sakes.
Oh, excuse me.
And
sorry.
Condi actually has a discount code.
Yep, Condi 50.
Yep.
You can use it to get $50 off.
The 2-day pass.
By the way, you need to work with Todd on the name badge.
Okay, thank you for telling me that. Yeah.
So we're
a little ways away though, but yeah.
Hey,
okay, so
we're not a ways away. We're not in Kansas anymore. We're
less than 60 days.
We're on the yellow brick road headed towards that. All right, I need to run.
David, you have to wait for this. It's almost done.
I'll wait.
Yeah, you gotta wait. I'm cooking over here.
Cooking with Cheryl.
Yeah, we have 1 more minute. Well, actually, we have 2 more minutes, but I think I can take it out in one. I just got to put something here so I can put it down, and then we'll, okay, let's see. All right, here we go. Well, no, I got a minute. I still got a minute left. Ah, it's amazing.
Talk about the summit. So really, if someone, you know, has questions, they don't understand the benefits, or, you know, they're not sure. I would love to know what's going through people's minds. You know, for instance, you know, you hear something, you read something, you know, what is sort of your decision making tree. So when Cheryl first came up with this, you know, wanted to make it, of course, very affordable in an area that was easy to get to,
Yes.
with an extremely heavy educational content, and I think that's exactly what's been achieved. And you know, frankly, my part in this was, if it wasn't heavy education and it was just trying to sell, I wasn't interested in it, because the way we grow our clients is for clients that want knowledge like we're sharing with today. They want help. They want to keep pushing. In my class, I use a couple of expressions that now I think I'm going to wear them out one of these days. But one of them is don't let your opinions get in the way of making money. And it simply means that just because you don't think you can, you don't think you should, you don't think people want to buy it, well, that really doesn't have a whole lot to do with making money. So that's why you got to get out there and sell. You know, you got to sample your clients on personalized products. I had a lady that I talked to today. She was calling me. She had taught at one of the conferences that I taught at, and she was trying to sell sales training. And she's a very nice person. And so she
Okay,
sent.
David, this barely did it again.
I don't know, Cheryl. We need to check it out. I'll run it here and see why.
Yeah, that's
Cheryl,
really interesting.
I don't know why. But anyway, she delivered to me by mail a canvas wrap with a little saying in her company name, and I called her up and I said, you know, for the same amount of money, you could have delivered to Condi something that had Condi and this company partnership, training, whatever, and I would have been interested in it. Otherwise, I have no interest in hanging what looks like an advertisement for them on my darn wall. And so nobody throws away a personalized product. And I told her, if you really want to get somebody's attention, make them a coffee mug, you know, that has, you know, partnership, the two companies, and they're going to use it all the time if they drink coffee. Where putting something on the wall or whatever just is not going to be my thing.
All right. Well, I'm definitely going to continue to look into this because I don't understand that. That's a little odd. But
well, I'll tell you this. So in your neck of the woods, I guess in New Jersey, I'm trying to remember where it was. Menlo Park was, of course, where Thomas Edison, and how many failures did he have with creating the electric light bulb? I think it was thousands of failures.
Yeah, see, I don't even look at this as a failure at all. I look at this as just one more step to success.
And that's how Thomas Edison obviously looked at it. I think he ultimately chose a bamboo filament. Bamboo would handle the high heat without burning up in the vacuum of the light bulb, and that's ultimately, you know. And I think those first light bulbs were used for the World's Fair, which maybe it was in Chicago. I'm trying to think of where the electric light bulb ultimately made its debut. So you're the pioneer. You're the Edison here. Keep going.
Yes. Yes. Well, okay. So Janice is asking, is there going to be a contest for the name badge to see what each of us can come up with and show off at the summit? I agree with Cheryl. That's how I learned. Okay. What's that?
I created a situation for you where your folks, of course, want to get involved. Bottom line is we've agreed to print, sublimate, donate everything to the Sublimation Summit, and we just need a design. So, Cheryl, I'll leave that with you and your crew to deal with. But we're going to use Corel Draw. We're going to do variable data, meaning Cheryl's going to provide us a list. We're going to essentially let Corel run itself. It builds the pages, and we print them, we sublimate them. It's how we did our open house. And
yeah, and I really like those a lot. So I definitely want to do something like that.
I would like to use the 2x3 Chromolux Clear name badges because to me they just look awesome.
Well, let me show you this. I was on Aaron Montgomery's show, and he made me that and sent it to me.
Cool.
Isn't that neat? So cool. I've been using that. And so, okay, a couple more comments. I agree with Cheryl. That's how I learn. Yay. Press it and make sure that there's nothing wrong with it or the sub paper. Yeah, I will press it, but I'm not going to press it now because it's late and I don't have the heat press on. So, and then Lisa says, awesome, David, thanks. So we are, we will say goodbye for today, and you guys enjoy. I hope you enjoyed our little cooking in the kitchen.
I did, certainly. We're gonna ultimately we'll publish and finish because the porcelain ornaments. I have a feeling that this you're very much on to something.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
All right. Well, till next time.
Okay.
And so repeat, Condi50 is the code to get $50 off on the summit.
Yes, on the 2-day pass. Yep.
Yep.
So you guys, yes. All right. Thank you, David. We'll talk to you later.
Take care.
All right. Bye.